has its ups and downs. Turn your pretty face to an ugly frown. Seems that when I fix one thing,
Hello, welcome to The Awakening. I'm Angela Brown. Today's topics, we're going to be talking about the election of 2009, and my guest today is Diane Polangin. She's running for City Council again, and I'm sure she's going to make it. Welcome, Diane Polangin.
Thank you, sweetie.
Good to see you
Good
here.
To see you too.
How are you?
I'm just fine, just working.
Tell me a little bit
hard.
about that pink pin on your suit there. It's so pretty.
Thank you for noticing. You know, this is October, and October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and so it's just a reminder for people to do their breast self-exam. A lot of people have heard things in the news that it doesn't do any good whether you do it or not. You need to know your body, you need to do it. So there's so many reasons why not to do certain things.
Exactly. Sometimes we're afraid.
Sometimes we're afraid. So it's time for women to remember to do their breast self-exam, for men to remind to do their exams, breast self-exam and all, and just take care of your body. It's, you know, your parents gave you the gift of life. Your job is to respect that gift and take care of it. So when you see people wearing the pink, or if the stores ask you to, you know, round up your change for breast cancer or whatever.
Yes, I do that at the checkout counter as well.
It would be a really great thing for people to do, because a lot of the donations are down, and so that is one way to get more donations. But, you know, when I was a kid growing up, they would say, write a check to cure cancer with a check and a checkup.
Yes.
And so that's what we still need to do, is make sure we take care of ourselves. And
do you go for your mammograms once a year? I
do in October.
I go
every
in June.
October because that reminds me to do my mammograms. I get the whole thing done.
Yes.
And but this, whenever you see someone wearing the pink ribbon, whether it's a ribbon or a fancy pin or something, it's just to remind you. So thanks for asking.
Well, welcome back to the show. You've only been home like once or twice, but you're running again. Why? Why?
Because I really enjoy what I'm doing. I am not a politician.
No, you're not a politician.
I really like the work I get to do for the constituents in the community. I love working with the Eagle Scouts and going to those. I love that people know that I'm, you know, that I am their council person. And even just this particular season, someone called me and said, "I've read all about you. Would you mentor me?" And
Wonderful.
I said, "Well, of course I would." And so, you know, your name gets out, and people know that there are certain things that you will do. And just to be able to do the work in the community is what keeps me going, because it's a great community. I, for one, have sucked up everything the city has had to offer with classes and you know, so it's time for me to give back. And I've had a good life here in Bowie, and I want to continue my life in Bowie, and I want to continue helping others have the same opportunities that I had.
Well, I'm glad I know you, and I'm glad you're still in Bowie. I thought you were a very brave lady when you were knocked down twice, but you came back the third time, and you won.
Well, third time's a charm.
Third time's, that is the truth, but you're like me. I am stubborn as holy H.
Yeah.
And if I want something, I'm going to go after Diane. If it takes me 20 times, I'm going to do it till I get it.
Well, that was it. I just really felt I had something to offer the city, and mostly to offer the constituents someone that they can talk to, that they know they can talk to, someone who is responsive to their needs and who will listen to them. And I really, really am enjoying what I'm doing. So,
what does Abba, your husband, think about third time now?
Well, he's probably my most supportive fan.
He has to. He's there with you everywhere you go.
Well, he does. He's with me when I go door knocking, because, you know, it's sometimes not so safe to be knocking on the doors by yourself. And he goes with me to functions, and he's a very supportive person. You know, if you don't have the support of your husband or your wife, it's very difficult to do something aside from your regular job.
Yes, it is.
Because the council takes up a lot of time. It's not just Monday night. what everybody thinks, you know. I mean, you get a packet on Thursday, and so you have, you know, the weekend where you like to do things, but you have enough time from Thursday to even until you get there Monday to read the packet, to research the materials, to know, you know, what we're going to be talking about.
Oh, this is before you come on television
This is before
on Monday
you
nights.
come on Monday nights.
Okay.
So you get that packet on Thursday, so you know what's ahead of you. And so that's taking time from the family.
Yes.
And then there's a lot of functions that people ask you to attend. And I try to attend just about all of them, because if somebody thinks it's important enough, their function is important enough to invite you, then I want to come.
Then you're important to them, so you feel you have to go.
And I'm important to them. And, and I enjoy it. I really, really enjoy it. So, so he's, you know, he's got a good relationship with Marie Callender's TV dinners.
I love those things myself.
Well, he's got to love them.
They're good. How is your campaign going, Diane?
Campaign is going great. I love the response I'm getting from people as I knock on the door. It's very positive. People are happy with the work I've been doing for them. I had a couple of someones tell me they've been watching me for 20 years in the newspaper for all the things I've done for the women and the children and families. And
that's amazing. You were only 10 years old at the time. How did you know so much?
I know. And you know, that they're very happy that now the city has me to do the work. And I do approach the work for the city with the same passion that I approach the work that I do for the women and children and families.
What's the passion for you on this time around?
I'm still talking about the campaign. Well, I'll tell you about that.
Well, go ahead. Tell me a little bit more about the campaign. I know you're there street walking along with the mayor.
Well, a couple of things that are so fun and cute, I think.
Okay, go ahead and tell me. I'm ready.
People are giving me tomatoes instead of throwing them.
Oh, wonderful.
Okay. So, I mean, I get tomatoes and people's beautiful herb gardens. They give me their herbs from the herb gardens. I get recipes. I get suggested book reading. It's just wonderful.
But when are you going to find the time for book reading?
Well, after the campaign.
No, you'll have something else on the agenda.
I am an avid reader, and I always make sure I do my reading. But, you know, it's nice to know that the people feel they can talk to you like just...
They trust you, Diane.
Yes, to talk to you like a regular person instead of somebody special. My passion, I guess, for this time is never really thought about what my passion is, because the whole city seems to, you know, pull a passion from you here or there. I do really want to see the police department grow and finish the personnel that we need to put in there.
Are we short on personnel?
Well, we're not short. We had a 5-year plan how we were going to grow, and so we're probably, after we get our new graduates, we'll probably only need 2 more. But the real passion is to get the high school into Bowie.
Oh, yes.
Because, you know, we were right around the corner from having it, and then it was taken from us. So we really need to continue to fight so hard for that high school. I mean, these poor kids are just sitting on top of each other, and how do you learn?
You don't.
I just don't know how you learn.
I've heard that there's still drugs prevalent in high school as well.
Well, you know, yes, but that's always been.
It's always been there?
It's always been there.
It's probably going to always be there.
I mean, if you think about it, when you were a kid, there was the smoking, there was the drinking.
You know, I never smoked or drank. I was a good girl.
Well, but it was still in school.
Still,
it was still there, and it's just something. I can't say it's a rite of passage, but it's always been there. And how do you get rid of it? I don't know.
I don't know either.
I really don't. And I know that the drugs are being brought in from outside of Bowie.
It's being brought in from D.C. mostly.
Yeah. So, but you know, we do have police officers at the school. We do have a public relations police officer, Benny Henderson, and I got to tell you about Benny.
No, I've never met Benny. Tell me about him.
Benny
is good.
He's wonderful, and he's going to go to all the schools, especially the elementary schools, let them know he's there and how they can rely on him and teach them a little safety lessons and all. When I was a child growing up, and Benny will probably kill me for this, and I lived in the city, the police that crossed me to school, took me home, watched when I went anywhere, shopping or anything, his name was Bob.